that did scare me a bit. How did it know my last name? I thought to myself and still ask myself. Maybe it took from my files and found the name there. Maybe it looked through my Google accounts and found it there. I don't know, but what I do know is that this thing knew my name. Then I started to think back at the fact that Tails' name got replaced with JH. I wanted to think that it was just a coincidence, but for some reason I was starting to believe it was intentional. Sure, it's outlandish and it's more likely to be that. I really miss them, a lot. I suppose my mind is just trying to find a reason why they went missing. Going back to the game, oh, I was really confused at this point, slightly scared even. I tried to select Sonic again, but text appeared saying not yet. So I went with Nux, since that was my last option. I was in proper Marble Zone this time around. I was expecting something changed, but no, it was just like the original game, ignoring the missing sprites and shit. I was able to go through Act 1 and Act 2, Act 3 was a bit weird. The place had no background, and by that I mean it was just darkness. There was no enemies or any harm that the level itself could do to Nux, and the timer was going fucking crazy. There were some rings around, but not many. Like at most 10 throughout the entire thing. I eventually made my way to the end of the level, but I ended up realizing that there was no open area, like the place where you fight Eggman. Instead, it was just a long corridor with not much to do. All platforming was conny and there really nothing to do, until I found this more open area. I walk through this place and then I see the hedgehog facing away from both Nux and the camera. Then text appears. And yes, I wrote it as it appeared. It said, "This is it. The final test, the final game we'll play before the tiebreaker. The final battle before the war." Then it changed to "Are you ready?" Then a weird song started playing. It didn't feel like one from a Sonic game. It was just weird. Creepy even. A boss battle began. I was prompted with "Fight for your life." It was like the classic Eggman boss battles, but this time I was fighting the hedgehog, which could do what Sonic already could in the classic games. Spin dash, drop dash, there was even the shield thing from Sonic 3. I could do whatever Nux could, which was just glide around and climb walls. Which wasn't really useful when fighting this thing, which I should mention now looked exactly the same as I described it, while it was murdering Tails. With the smile and everything, it also had some red spots in its hands. You can already guess what that was. So I did my best to beat the hedgehog. It was hard. Controls and physics being utter shit aside, I almost won. It managed to trick me with a move that it could do, which I didn't mention until now. It could make decoys of itself. The difference was that they looked like the hedgehog I played as at the start of all of this. So it tricks me. I fail the vibe check and it gets a good hit on me. Much to my surprise, there was no special cutscene. It sorta just stopped once I got hit with no rings. I thought the game crashed or something, so I tried closing the game and, of course, I still wasn't able to. I tried moving Nux around and I was actually able to. So I went around the hedgehog, and when I reached the other side of the screen I got hit with a jumpscare. Flashing images of Tails, Eggman and corpses, I think. Those were my only visuals, and there was the laugh again, layered with other laughs mixed in with what I could best describe as the lovely screams of the damned as the sound accompanying it. Here I was actually caught off guard by that. I was a little shaken by it, not much but still a bit scared by it. The screen had turned black and text, once more, appeared in screen. It said, "So, you think you've won?" No. I think that was pretty clear. Now, before we move on. Then it faded back into the same position and level I was in before all that. The hedgehog stood up straight, teleported itself behind Nux, who had his guard up, and just smacked him in the head. Knuckles obviously went to hit the hedgehog, but to no avail. It was too fast. The hedgehog then decided to grab a part of the ceiling of the level and beat the shit out of Knuckles with it. Yes, Knuckles got pretty much murdered with bricks. Or well, a brick. A really big brick at that. Either way, that was that. Tails, Eggman and Knuckles died at the hands of whatever the fuck this thing was. I get sent into the character select screen. And I just sit there for a bit, trying to process what I'd been doing for the past hour, I think. It felt like an hour. Then I heard someone chuckle. It was compressed, so I already knew it wasn't someone outside. I heard it speak, at least with an imitation of Sonic's voice. It had some subtitles. I guess it knew how ass its audio quality was. It said, "He chuckles, what's wrong? Too scared to keep going? I don't blame you. You have to remember, we are still yet to figure out who won that race. Come on, kid, you know what to do, I'll wait." After I heard that, I started to actually think, and as stupid as it sounds, and believe this had something to do with my friends going missing.